actual effort it has taken me to film this video, not even to film the video, to set up the camera, and now I'm hot. Oh my gosh. And out of breath. This is jolting. Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. Hey, today's video I just wanted to talk about love. So many people want to be in love, so many people want to experience love, so many people are chasing after love, so many people hate love. What is love? For me, I can say probably growing up, I wanted it. I wanted to be in love. I wanted to experience that whole thing, whatever it was that everybody was going on about. I wanted to experience what my friends seemed to have because I didn't have it. Quite frankly, I didn't think I was going to get it. Nobody liked me. I wasn't the number one pick to be fancied. And yeah, looking back, boy, times were hard. I actually do remember speaking to one of my aunties. She'll know who she is and be like, nobody loves me, nobody's gonna want to date me, nobody wants me to be their girlfriend, crying and she's like, oh you will, don't worry, you'll find love. I was so young when I think back at this conversation. I don't even know what was in my head, why love was in my head and not my books and education and studying. But anyway, that's the effect love has on people from such a young age. There's so many different factors, there's so many different points that can be raised, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to hit on every single one, but you know, these are just a few that have actually come to me. Real love though, what is real love? Society has a big impact on people and how they perceive love and what they think it is versus the reality of what love really is. He buys me gifts all the time, okay, but if you work hard enough, couldn't you buy your gifts for yourself? He's really nice to me, okay, but isn't that standard? Shouldn't everyone you allow to be in your life be nice to you? He says I look pretty all the time. Yeah, okay, but that's just pointing out the obvious. Yes, you look good. Do you need a man to tell you that you look good? He put a picture up of me on his social media, so it's official. Okay, but what does that really mean? At the click of a button, he can deactivate his account. Picture deleted. Then what? He wants to have sex with me, so he must love me. No? We're having sex, so obviously he must love me. Okay, but what is sex? Anyone can have sex. Anything can have sex. Sex doesn't equal love, you know. He might just want to bang you just because he can. And then what? Because you gave it to him anyway. In today's society, I feel like there's some of the things that always come up to equal love. And those who have really experienced love or gone through those situations where we thought we were in love, we're so quick to realise. But in my opinion, I feel that love is so much more than those brief rubbish things that I listed, because at the end of the day, none of those things equal love at all. Not real love, and not the real love that you would want or seek for, not the real love that you would want your child to experience as a parent. Like, do you know what I mean? On those kind of levels, then you realise that does not mean love, that those things do not equate to love. They couldn't be anything further from the truth. Don't get me wrong, you know, to have some of those things and to have someone chase you down, hunt you down, hunt might be a bit of a strong word, but you know, for someone to sought after you, it feels great, it feels amazing, it feels nice to feel wanted and needed by somebody. But again, just because of that chase doesn't mean that it's love. I don't feel that being in love is about the physical things, okay? And it's not about the materialistic things or what you can get from a relationship. That does not equate to love. It's not about the pictures that might be posted on people's social media. It's not about the gram. And it's not about that picture perfect thing or that picture perfect goal looking couple. Like, that doesn't mean love. So many girls, and you see it all the time, especially on Instagram, you see a picture put up of a couple that look head to toe perfectly put together. They look so beautiful and pretty and everything. And underneath, everyone's, oh my gosh, that is hashtag goals right there. Hashtag. And you're just like, really? these people, a picture is 1,000 words. Like, you can get so much from one picture. In one picture, it could look like someone's cheating on you, to it looks like someone's in love with you, to it looks like someone's proposing to you. Like, you could get so many different scenarios from one picture. And I don't think we should be so quick to be like, hashtag goals and that's love, just by depicting a picture that someone puts up on social media, because obviously the picture is put up because it looks good and they look good and everything looks good, life looks good, and it's just like, hey. But tutus, they were just arguing, or after the picture they're just going to start fighting, or he could be really cheating on her, she could be cheating on him. There's no respect in the relationship, like it's just wishy-washy kind of thing. And it's funny, I just remembered, like, my husband, we always have this thing about holding hands in public. We don't really do public display of affection. He always says, like, you see these people and sometimes you see them in public kissing and going on, you see all kind of tongue action, everything, like it's way too much. And he's like, they just do it to perform in front of people, because as soon as they get in the car or as soon as they go home, they don't even talk, they don't even communicate, they're at it like cats and dogs just arguing. But in public, you'll be like, oh my gosh, they must really love each other, or their relationship must be that great. For me, real love is, you know, when you're at your lowest point, and in those moments, that person is trying to pull you out. That person is trying to push you up, elevate you out of those low moments. That's what real love is to me. Love is when, you know, the situation you're in may, as a couple, may be really bitter, leaving a bad taste in your mouth, but yet you're still willing to push through. You're willing to push through, and that other person is willing to push through so that you can come out of that situation. I feel like love is something that happens over a period of time. I don't think that you can just be in love just like that. If you're falling in and out of love as quick as that, that cannot be love. Do you know what I mean? What's special about anything quick like that? You might like the person, and you know, you might become a bit obsessed with the person, you might lust after the person, but I don't think it's love just like that. It takes a while to mature, it takes a while to get to know somebody. You can like decide if you like the person over a course of time, but love, the difference between love and like is just huge. People are always changing as well, so hence why love is going to take time. It can't just happen like that, because the person you met yesterday is not going to be the person you meet 5 years from now. People change, so it has to take time and it has to be a process. Sometimes they change because of what life has thrown at them. Sometimes they change because, you know, they've matured or they've grown through certain situations. They might change because they're coming to a bit of money, and they might change because of their job. They might have gone up in status, they might have gone down. Sometimes they change because of their friends and the influences those friends have on them, and those things can be a bad thing or seen in a negative way depending on how they affect that person, which is why you cannot just be out there throwing around the L word just so loosely, just like that. The man that I met and the man that I married how many years ago is not the same man that I am with right now. Love stays committed through all those years, through all those changes as a person. It stays committed, it stays strong, and it stays as a foundation. For me personally, you know, if I recall upon a situation or a time where, there's so many times where love has been evident in my relationship with my husband, as boyfriend and girlfriend, or just as husband and wife. Just having my daughter 2 years ago, when I had her, I physically couldn't move as well as I would want to because I had stitches. And he was there. Love was there for me. Love was there for my daughter. Love was there for the house and everything in between. That love that he has for me was dependable. Love does not care about how you look every day. Love does not care about your breast size. Love does not care about your tiny inch waist and your big fat booty. Like, that's not love. It don't care. It doesn't care if you're in head to toe garms, trends, the latest fashions, the latest everything. So what? It don't care. It doesn't care about all the gifts that you buy him or he buys you. Again, they could be lost, they could be replaced. Love will push you through when you're in a situation where you may have lost your job. And because of that, your lifestyle is now going to change dramatically. You had money 1 minute, now you don't have money. So the things that you were able to buy your girlfriend or your boyfriend and all those little treats and everything, they've ceased, they've stopped, okay? You were able to, you know, go on these luxury holidays, not no more. You may have a house, you may have a flat, you may be renting, you may have a mortgage. Now you've got issues with your payment. Like, that's going to be a hard situation to find yourself in. If you don't have that genuine love with that person, that partner that you have, then everything is just going to fall apart even more quickly. Love will be with you when sickness takes over your body. You have the, you know, colds, flus, love will be there, bring you your noodle soup or your chicken soup or your vegetable soup and nurse you back to health again. But what about those other sicknesses that take over your whole body, those life-changing sicknesses that may end in death? That's when love will stick by you. And to see that type of love, that's a whole different level. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it with very, very, very close members of my family. A lot of people have a perception that, you know, you start having sex, why am I doing this? If you start having sex, it must equate to love. No. There's a big difference between having sex and making love with somebody. Anyone can have sex. Sex is just that, sex. But putting love into it, that makes it completely different. And that's something that should be cherished, okay? If you don't know what kind of relationship you're in and you start adding sex to the mix, all that's going to do is cloud your judgment about the whole situation you're in and that person. And, you know, if you're in a situation where that person is pushing you for sex, please tell a boy bye. I ain't got time for it. And that clearly is showing to you that is not love. And you have to remember, you know, for some people, having sex is so easy. It's nothing, because sex doesn't mean what it might mean to you. It might not have those connections, it might not have that power and that whole spiritual connection. That doesn't equate to some people. So sex is literally just that, sex, sex. They have sex, they move on to the next. That's it. And even if you do feel like you're ready for sex, which is fine, but why rush? What difference does it make for you to wait if you're ready for it? It's not going nowhere. It's still going to be there. It's still the same thing you need to do. It's not going to change. Do you know what I mean? And the moment, especially if you're a virgin, the moment, and even if you're not a virgin, who wants their number to be increasing? Like, you don't want that. So what is the harm in waiting? There is no harm. If he's the one or if she's the one, sex will always be there. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you would feel so much more empowered and proud of yourself for waiting that little bit longer, just to really see where this relationship is going. Are we really compatible for each other? Are you going to be there in the long run? If you withhold sex and man's wants to go, is that not your answer? Obviously, when it comes to sex and some of the things that I'm talking about, it all is within context to your life and where you are at personally. And when I say that, I mean, like, you know, if you're a Christian, then obviously you're trying to live your life in a certain way and according to your faith and what you believe. So putting yourself in a situation where, you know, you may be a bit vulnerable and sex is coming on the scene, you shouldn't really be putting yourself in those situations in the first place anyway. Obviously, we are all human and that is not always the case. That's not just for Christians out there. That's if anybody's following any faith, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know all the religions out there and all the faiths, but I'm pretty sure they all kind of fall in line when it comes to sex, that you shouldn't really be having it until you're married. Correct me if I'm wrong. And even if you're not a Christian, just go by your own beliefs, go by your own lifestyle, go by your own knowing your worth and everything. Setting your own standards in your life, there's nothing wrong with that. It also depends on your age. Obviously, if you are 18 and younger, then that's a whole different category for you to be having sex. Where are you having sex in the first place? But anyway, and you know, the older you are, and especially if you're not following a faith, then you're grown. So if you want to be having sex with somebody, that's completely up to you. Like, who's to tell you you can't? And the list goes on. But it all kind of comes back to the same thing. It doesn't really matter. You still have your standards in life, and you know what you want for yourself and what you don't want. For me, I can only talk about it from a Christian point of view because I am a Christian. Let love happen naturally. It's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. There's nothing you can physically do about it. One of them people where I'm like, don't waste your time trying to make something work if you know deep down it's not going to work. It should just click, it should just happen. Obviously you have your ups and your downs and you go through your moments and your roller coaster ride and everything, but at the end of the day it shouldn't be something where you're having to fight for it to work. That's not love, that's something else. And I'm talking about them people who are fighting like every single day, every single situation, every single scenario, like day in, day out. That's just draining off your time, your energy, your spirit, and it's probably going to leave you in a really bad place, and you don't want that. You don't. Life is way too short to have that. And you know, sometimes it's true what they say, if love is meant to be, sometimes you have to let it go. If it comes back to you, then take it. And I mean if it comes back to you, not you go running and searching and dipping and diving to reclaim it back. No. So that is the end of this topic and the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope you were able to relate, if not to all of it, some points, and you were able to take something from it. If it's not for you, then share it with somebody you might feel it could be for them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.